This is the harsh reality of a recent romance fraud case that has sent shockwaves across the UK, leaving many questioning the safety of online dating. Victims, led to believe they were experiencing genuine online love, were tricked into handing over their life savings. They thought they had found their soulmates, only to be deceived. The money, which was meant to support their online sweethearts, was instead funneled into the pockets of heartless criminals. These criminals orchestrated an elaborate scheme, preying on the emotions and trust of their victims and ultimately their bank accounts. The scheme involved directing victims to a drop-off point, the backroom of a seemingly innocent souvenir shop on London's bustling Oxford Street, a place where dreams turned into nightmares. This is a story of deceit, heartbreak, and the lengths criminals will go to for financial gain. The emotional toll on the victims is immeasurable. It's a stark reminder that in the digital age, love can be a dangerous game. The anonymity of the internet can be a breeding ground for deception. We need to be vigilant, protect ourselves, and stay informed. Educating ourselves about the signs of online fraud and taking precautions can help prevent such tragedies. Simple steps like setting up two-factor authentication, being cautious about sharing personal information, and attending cybersecurity seminars can make a significant difference. By staying connected with friends and family, discussing online safety, and reporting suspicious profiles, we can create a safer online environment for everyone. Law enforcement and cybersecurity experts are working tirelessly to combat these crimes, but the first line of defense starts with us. Let's ensure that our pursuit of love remains a joyful journey, free from the shadows of deceit and fraud. The heart of the scam: fake profiles and a souvenir shop backroom. The fraudsters created fake online profiles with meticulous detail, ensuring they appeared genuine and trustworthy. They used these profiles to target vulnerable individuals seeking companionship, often those who were lonely or emotionally fragile. Through carefully constructed personas and messages, they lured their victims into believing they had found love, often engaging in long, heartfelt conversations. These online relationships were entirely fictional, built on lies and deceit. The victims, however, were led to believe in their authenticity, often sharing personal details and developing deep emotional connections. The criminals instructed victims to deposit money, often under the guise of emergencies, travel expenses, or other urgent needs. They claimed it was for emergencies, travel expenses, or other urgent needs, making the victims feel a sense of urgency and responsibility. One victim even handed over £60,000, believing they were helping their online partner in a time of desperate need. The designated drop-off point for these large sums of money. A seemingly ordinary souvenir shop on Oxford Street, blending in with the hustle and bustle of the city, hiding its dark secret in plain sight. The human cost devastated financially and emotionally. The aftermath of financial scams is often more than just numbers on a balance sheet. It's a profound, life-altering experience that leaves victims grappling with a myriad of emotions. Detective Inspector Steve Weller, from the London Regional Proactive Economic Crime Team, spoke about the impact on victims. He emphasized that the damage inflicted by these crimes is both extensive and deeply personal. They are devastated, not only financially but emotionally. The financial ruin is often accompanied by a crushing emotional burden that can be overwhelming. They believe they are in genuine relationships with the people they have been speaking to online. These victims invest not just money, but their hearts and trust, making the betrayal all the more painful. The emotional toll of such scams can be immense. The sense of betrayal and loss can lead to severe emotional distress, affecting every aspect of their lives. Victims often grapple with feelings of betrayal, shame, and a profound sense of loss. They may feel isolated, unable to share their experiences for fear of judgment or disbelief. The financial losses can be crippling. Many victims find themselves in dire financial straits, struggling to make ends meet after being defrauded. Victims may have depleted their savings, taken out loans, or even been forced into debt. The financial strain can lead to long-term economic hardship, affecting their future stability. The impact of romance fraud extends far beyond monetary loss. It shatters trust, leaving victims wary of future relationships and deeply scarred by the experience. It leaves deep emotional scars that can be difficult to heal. Recovery is a long and arduous process requiring support, understanding, and often professional help to rebuild their lives and regain their sense of self-worth. Section 4, Operation Henhouse, cracking down on romance fraudsters. The London Regional Proactive Economic Crime Team, also known as PCT, is leading the investigation. Their operation, codenamed Henhouse, aims to disrupt and dismantle organized crime groups involved in romance fraud. The investigation is ongoing and no charges have been filed yet. However, the arrests and the seizure of over £100,000 in cryptocurrency mark a significant step forward in combating this type of fraud. Operation Henhouse is not just about catching criminals, it's about protecting potential victims. It serves as a reminder that law enforcement agencies are actively working to combat romance fraud and bring perpetrators to justice. A global epidemic. The rise of online romance scams. Romance fraud is not a new phenomenon. However, the digital age has provided new avenues for criminals to exploit. Dating apps, social media platforms, and online forums have become fertile ground for romance scammers. These criminals often operate in organized groups, targeting individuals across different countries and continents. The global nature of these scams makes them particularly challenging to investigate and prosecute. The rise in cryptocurrency has also added another layer of complexity, providing criminals with a seemingly anonymous way to move their ill-gotten gains. Don't become a statistic protecting yourself from romance fraudsters. There are steps you can take to protect yourself from becoming a victim of romance fraud. Be cautious about who you interact with online. Be wary of individuals who are reluctant to share personal information or meet in person. Don't send money to someone you've never met, no matter how convincing their story may seem. If you suspect you are being scammed, report it to the authorities immediately. Remember, if something feels too good to be true, it probably is. Trust your instincts and prioritize your safety. Justice in progress. The fight against romance scams continues. The investigation into the £200,000 romance fraud case continues. The arrests made and the seizure of assets represent a victory in the fight against these heartless crimes. However, the battle is far from over. Romance fraud continues to be a growing problem, devastating lives and causing significant financial losses. Law enforcement agencies, alongside technology companies and advocacy groups, are working tirelessly to combat this evolving threat. By raising awareness, sharing information, and promoting online safety, we can all play a part in protecting ourselves and others from becoming victims of romance fraud.